Welcome to the Books and Martinis podcast.
I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy.
And this is your go-to book podcast,
where we lift, empower, and spotlight authors.
Grab your martini and follow along.
And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy. Welcome, everybody, and welcome, Trinity. Trinity, welcome.
Welcome, Trinity.
Cheers to you.
Thank you.
So happy to have you on.
Cheers.
Salute.
How are you, Trinity? It's so nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So everyone on the screen and in your ears is Trinity Matthews, the author of Between Fae and Flames, one of her many books, because we know this is a series, and you just had a book release. So congratulations and welcome, Trinity.
Thank you.
Congrats on your new book. So I know that we have, let's see, the one that we were showing everybody is Between Fae and Flames, but you also did Dawn of Wings and Wrath, Blood of the Dead and Divine, and that trilogy is part of the Daughter of the Gods series. Am I correct?
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that name, Daughter of the Gods, right?
Right, it's so powerful.
So cool.
And you just released another book.
It's called Serpents and Shadows.
Oh, okay, wow. Excellent. Do you have it with you? I want to take a peek at the cover.
I do.
Oh, that's so
beautiful.
Pretty.
Isn't it? I think it's
really
so pretty. It's the back.
Did you hire an artist for that, or you did that yourself? Because I know some authors do their own work.
Actually, no. I have the same cover artist for both, and they are both pre-made covers.
They're beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, these two are both pre-made, and then the rest of the books in the Daughter of the God series she just continued it for me. So she just did it along the same theme.
Wow, I love it.
Perfect. That is perfect. And so tell us, what inspired you to write this trilogy?
Well, when I first started writing Between Fae and Flames, I was freshly postpartum, and just chilling at home, doing nothing besides like taking care of my baby.
You weren't doing nothing, Trinity.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I was taking care of my baby. And I had written a book and published it the year before that, but we can talk about that later. I unpublished that book, and that is now Serpents and Shadows, but I had released it previous. But
okay.
I really wanted to, like, I don't know the best like verbiage, I guess, but I really, really wanted like to take my career seriously as an author. And so I sat down and I was like, okay, let's plan out a new book, because my first book did fine, but it wasn't my best work and I wasn't really like very proud of it. And so yeah, I just sat down in between feedings and sleeping and started writing.
You made it happen.
Yeah.
So I know that your little girl is currently 2, which means you wrapped these 3 books up within 2 years, right? Yeah. And released your first one.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a
lot. So how did that look like for you? Like, how was that? Like, whenever she was sleeping, you'd sit in front of the computer, or?
Yeah, releasing the second book, not gonna lie, was kind of hard. It took me a hot minute because I was in the process of also separating from my husband at the time, and my daughter and I moved into an apartment on our own, and yeah, it was very, very late nights while also going back to working a full-time job, and so that was very, very hard. But I actually had the opportunity to no longer work in December. And so I quit my full-time job, and I've been writing full-time since then.
Wow, you have your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up a little like side job at a coffee shop just to like get myself out of the house, because I should have realized this, but I didn't realize at the time that like writing at home is literally just sitting at home and not engaging with anyone in real life. So I went and got like 15, 20 hours a week at Starbucks just to like engage with people and I get some coffee. So
good. And get coffee. Hey.
So you had a lot going on. So what did that process look like? Like, you spent like 2 hours in the morning a couple hours, and what did that process look like to write the books?
Hmm.
Yeah, so my notes app has tons of just random little one-liners. Some of them I don't know what they mean, so I just leave them there until I go back and figure out what they mean. But yeah, I did a lot of like when I was working, I just would type things out really fast in my notes app, and then at night my daughter would go to bed at 7:30 every night, and I would watch an episode of Criminal Minds and work out while I was watching it, and then afterwards that was my writing time every single night until like 11:30 or so.
And Criminal Minds is a heavy show, a deep show.
It is, but I love that show.
That's a lot. So where do you feel you found your inspiration for this trilogy?
So not to give any like spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I've advertised that it is a lovers to enemies trilogy. Um, but a lot of Alethea's story, it didn't start out this way, but it evolved into it being this way. Kind of like came through mine of like as I was separating, like I got married very, very young, and she's very, very young and like
And
finds
you're
Aries
very,
and
very
like
young still.
yeah, yeah, I'm 25. Um, and yeah, I got married at 19 and like was in love, like we were together for a long time. And the series like follows her as she's like, oh, I don't really think this. Like, and she's trying to like navigate her own thoughts and her own feelings about things. And like that was a big journey of mine this last year. And like really just discovering like who I am and like who she is. And so my personal story was really what formed the last two books, I think. And like she's very damsel in distressy in the first book, which is one of my like I love that trope. I will always love it. I don't care. I love feminine rage, which is what Serpents and Shadows is, but Alethea was my like damsel and I loved it. And then in the third book, she's like slaying away. um
Aw.
And,
I just
and
rambled a
and
little bit,
that
but there you
that's
go.
the first time I've heard an author use the term feminine rage, which essentially is what a lot of our FMCs are displaying
Right.
in these powerful fantasy books, like the
Right.
feminine rage. And I love that term, so I'm going to steal it. I'm totally
I
using
stole it
that
from
too.
someone else in the book talk world, so
We love, and all your readers love that daydreaming has brought you to share stories with us. So that's pretty amazing. And as an author, what do you feel was the most challenging part of the journey as an author that you could possibly share with other authors? Maybe somebody in your same age group that's going through the same thing you're going through. You actually made it through. There's people that have a lot less going on and can't accomplish what you did. So kudos to you. But
thank
what
you.
was it that you feel made it happen for you that you could share with another author or
I
aspiring author?
I know a lot of people talk about like imposter syndrome, but that is a big issue all the time. My
Mhm.
big, I'm gonna be so for real. I feel like the finances part of it was like the hardest part. And I really just navigated the Instagram community and the TikTok community was really what like blessed me so much. Like I I actually just met her at I was at Books, Guns and Crowns a few weeks ago and I actually just met her in real life. But I met a girl on Instagram she found me on Instagram and she was like, "Hey, like I see you're small, like I want to edit all of your stuff for free." And so she did that for me.
That's a big deal. Editors
I
are
know.
expensive.
I know.
That was a
And
blessing.
it really, really was. And I just met her in real life after, well, what, like 2 years? Like
Wow.
2 weeks ago. And it was so like just surreal, like, oh my gosh, you're a real person, but also like, oh my gosh, I get to meet you in real life.
Isn't that
Um,
beautiful how one lifted another? I love
it
that.
is. And she does that for a lot of indie authors. She's amazing. Her name's Holly. I love her so much. Um, but also found like I just spent hours scouring Instagram for like covers because covers are also really expensive and like those are which like rightfully so, but like sometimes like smaller authors, especially like in my shoes at the time, I could not afford what a lot of like cover artists charge.
Right.
And so I found pre-mates, and they were, I'm gonna be for real with you again. It was, I think, $70 for my first cover, and then she charged me 150 for everyone after that. Um, and I even think this second cover for Serpents and Shadows was also 150. Um,
That
and
was really well
so
worth it. That's beautiful
yeah,
stuff.
and I love her. I've used her for every single one of my covers. I have another book, it's called Somber Serenades. It's a little rock star romance novella, also a
Mhm.
pre-made cover that I got from her. And I'm a very much like, I will do the same thing until I die. So I will probably use her until I no longer write, which is probably when I'll die.
So
Oh,
for
how
our
funny. That's
listeners,
great.
why don't you explain what pre-made is? What is
Yeah,
pre-made?
so normally with like cover artists, they like you fill out a bunch of questions or and like answer a bunch of questions and then send them something and then you guys like mock up stuff together. I literally just went on her website. I saw this, it just had a different title name, and then
Hmm.
my name was not right here. And I just said, I really like that one. And then I give her my title and then give her my name and then I give her the blurb on the back and then she made it
That's
for me.
simple.
That's
Or she
it.
changed it for
Wow.
me.
What?
Okay.
So wait, there are other books out there with the same cover too?
No, no, no. Once she sells it, you own it technically.
Oh, I see. That's amazing.
Yeah. Hmm.
But but it's a better price because it was already done. You
Yeah.
bought art
Yeah. She
she had
didn't.
already created.
Correct. Hmm.
Gotcha. Oh, that's excellent. That is excellent.
Yeah. It's very convenient also because I have a lot of anxiety about not knowing what it's gonna look like and like, oh my gosh, what if I don't like it? And so it eases my mind a lot.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's fantastic. Let me ask you, we're getting to wrap up now our interview. If we, as we leave, if you had to give one piece of advice to a writer or an aspiring author, what would that advice be?
I would say start your Instagram now, just and like your TikTok because sitting with those thoughts alone is not good for your mind, I think, because I think you'll be able to talk yourself out of it. And I had my sister that I shared my thoughts with wanting to write a book, and she was like, "Okay, well then why don't you?" And I was like,
Hmm.
"Yeah,
Hmm.
why don't I?" And so I literally made my Instagram and TikTok the next day. Like my Instagram took a hot minute because I feel like Instagram's harder to navigate than TikTok is, and to get your stuff out there than TikTok is. Um, but the book talk and like Bookstagram community is so great. I got 150 likes on TikTok on my first TikTok I ever posted on my TikTok. And I was like, okay,
Really?
people like this idea. Okay,
Oh,
let me run with it some more. Um, and so I feel like just finding like a community, like even just joining a street team of like another author, like I have other authors on my street team. And so yeah, I just think using your Instagram and TikTok will be the best thing to like because I also know like if you didn't do that and you made it as soon as you published your book, like, you know,
so you
like
feel that's like a support system for you?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a way to like get your stuff out there to like readers also.
And do you
Because
find
like
that you found friends
yes.
in
Mhm.
common on those platforms? Okay,
I
that's
did.
fantastic.
I met little story time. The first indie author I ever followed was Emily Blackwood. She kept popping up on my Instagram or my TikTok talking about her indie journey. And that's when I was like, oh, then maybe I could do that too. And then the second one was JD Linton. And I did an event last year in Alabama and I met her there. And now we're friends. And we're going to an event
Oh,
tomorrow. And we're next to each other
wow.
tomorrow.
That's
And it was just,
awesome.
isn't it? It's just so
It
cool.
really is.
Having author friends is
Yeah.
so important. Like I found like the best feedback for things that I've written is from author friends. It's not from just like
Mhm.
regular friends who are like trying to support you.
Right,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. They just haven't walked that walk yet, right? Like your
Hmm.
friends are there to support you as a human, but they don't really know what to say or do when it comes to writing.
Why don't you tell us about the book that's coming out that just released?
Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So this is Serpents and Shadows. This was based off of, if you followed me for a long time, I released a book 3 years ago now called Kingdom of Thorns and Shadows. Please, please don't read it. Please don't read it. Because I did find someone else that was like, oh, I'll edit your book for free. I didn't double check any of their work. it was not edited. Like it was supposed to be edited.
Uh-huh.
And I released it like that for one, and I didn't know that it wasn't edited the way it was supposed to be edited. It was just it was a learning curve and learning mistakes. So I learned from my mistakes. And a lot of the story I'd written at the time when I was 16, and then I went back and rewrote some, like added onto it when I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe I should have rewritten some of this because it sounds like I was 16 when I wrote this. But this is about, her name is Farah. It's a dark fantasy romance. It's definitely on the steamier side than the Daughter of the God series. It's not full smut, I won't say that, but it definitely has steamy scenes in there. It's very angsty. She is she's a runaway princess with a forbidden power that no one else but her parents knew about. And then the love interest, Artemis, he is a rival royal's son, and she is essentially captured by his father, brought and then betrothed to his oldest brother, but he is obsessed with her and refuses and claims her as his own.
Yeah,
we like a delicious MMC who's obsessed.
Yeah,
he is obsessed, and like there's kind of no reason for him to be obsessed, but I love that. So I just write what I love. So
I love that. Oh, good for you. Well, where can our listeners and viewers find most of your work?
So you can find them on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. All of them are available there. The Daughter of the God series is available on Audible. The first two are released, and the third one is available for pre-order.
Wonderful.
That's excellent. Congrats on that.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being our guest today. Everyone listening and watching, check out Trinity Matthews, all her books. Even though we're just featuring one today, Between Fae and Flames, and her latest release as well. Thank you so much for being our guest, and like, share, and follow, everyone.
Yes, and thank you for the book and the stickers and the sweet note and all the cute stuff.
Wait, I didn't get stickers.
Thank you.
What the heck?
I have stickers in mine. I know.
Well, you met her. That's why.
I was like, I met you in person.
That could be why. I have it. Okay,
all right.
Never mind, but I have them. So
cheers, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
Talk soon.
Thanks, Trinity. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.